Yeah, and I want to start by just building off of something Benjamin said about how providers end up being the ones who kind of are the first ones to be proactive. I actually kind of endorse that view. In the United States, we obviously have quite a fragmented system where you have payers, providers, patients. I would say that the providers are the most proactive, patients secondarily, and then payers are last. I think they're the ones that are most reactive. And I think there needs to be more communication between those channels to kind of improve on solutions that are interoperable and ultimately proactive. A couple of things that come to mind in terms of recommendations based on our experience as well as on the panel and the conversation we've had. One, I think more communications need to be asynchronous versus interruptive. I think that's incredibly important from a usability standpoint for consumers. They prefer not to be interrupted. And I think that asynchronous communications where they can get information that's important, that's contextualized, is critical to the future of healthcare delivery. Second, I think that there needs to be a scalable system for permissioned information. So how do patients consent to their information being shared? Do they have to do that and certify that each time? I think that's not practical. I think there needs to be a scalable system for that. Unhackable. I think Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which are often the protocols used for streaming data from sensors, are very problematic. One, because they're short range, and two, because they are more prone to hackability than other frequencies. We use a different frequency to transmit data from sensors. I think that's critical. And I think it's something that's very important for the people who are focused on data privacy. And I think a last point I'm going to make is that there's been a lot of conversation about China and how they control information. The US and large platforms, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple. The reality is all those big companies exist. I think that what smaller providers that are focusing on innovation need to do is find a way to stay platform agnostic and platform independent. I think that is such a critical piece of this where essentially you're going to have to utilize those technologies and platforms, but you don't have to depend on any one. And if you can do that, you can help decentralize that information along with some of the things that Maria spoke about blockchain being integral to the future of transactional data. So I think I'll leave it at that. And I know there are questions about net neutrality. My short answer is I endorse net neutrality across the board. I think it's very important. So that's my take.